Everybody, how are you? What's going on? So today we're going to talk about solo travel. That's right, solo travel. So, this topic is always so funny, and there's a lot of information for you solo travel women out there, or whoever wants to give it a shot, but you are a little unsure. There's lots of information out there, lots of articles and things that are talking about solo travel these days, because it's becoming very popular as travel has become more popular in general. So, but it's interesting because I get a lot of mixed feelings and opinions when I tell people that I prefer to travel solo, or that I do travel solo. And so you get people saying like, are you crazy? I could never do that. Yeah, I want to do that too. All kinds of stuff. So it's really funny. But today I just want to talk about 8 things that I believe every solo traveler should know, and probably in particular female travelers. Okay, so these 8 things, they're just the basis. There are tons of things that you need to consider and look into, but I think that these are some of the most important. So let's get started. Let's start with, and there's no particular order, honestly. I'm gonna give you 8 things, and nothing is more important than the other. They're all equally important, so it doesn't matter what order we do them in, and we're just gonna get started on it. So the first one is to arrive to your destination during the day. And I have my notes here because it's a lot of stuff I want to share with you today, and I don't want to forget anything important. But arrive to your destination during the day. This is something I had to learn the hard way, for sure. If at all possible, you should try to get there in the daytime when you're traveling alone. Couple of reasons. For one, when you need to exchange money, you are going to find probably 0 places to do that if you arrive too late. And that can be problematic. If you are at the airport and you have not prearranged your transport, maybe you have prearranged your transport and they want their money in their dollars, or not their dollars, in their currency. Sorry. You may have no way of getting that to them. Now, there is the option to exchange currency before you get there. I've done that, and that's okay. And I think I've done it because I had to. I didn't have another choice. But if you have a choice, I think you should use your bank card and get it out of the ATM in the place that you're at. But money exchange may be an issue. There's lots of different things that can happen. I would just stay away from dealing with that. And the best way to do that is to get there early enough so if you need to exchange your money, you run into any problems in that area, you can handle it without a worry of it being midnight and you're trying to get to where you need to go. And you probably don't know where that is. So we're gonna say where that's at. But so think about that. Also, you need to be able to be aware of your surroundings and aware of the route that you are taking to get to your destination. If it's dark outside, it's just hard to gauge that. It's hard to see. You can pay attention. You can see that somewhat depending on how you are transporting. But it makes it a lot more difficult to really see and understand where you're going. So if someone else is driving you, it's going to be harder for you to be able to tell if they're going the right way, what exactly are they doing. Sure, pull up your Google Maps and, follow along when you're driving to make sure. But it's much easier if you're there during the day. You can see everything that's going on, and you can look at your surroundings too, so that when you want to come back to something, you can make note of landmarks, things like that. All of that's really important when you're traveling. Got to pay attention to everything. All right. Another thing is options for travel and for accommodations, for transport and accommodations. So if you get there too late, you probably will have little to no options. Now, I know that you've probably prearranged your accommodations, you've probably prearranged your transport, but you will be surprised how many times you will arrive in an area and realize, I ain't staying here. And you need to find somewhere else to stay. You don't want to be doing that at midnight, especially if there's nowhere else for you to stay and you have to stay in these poor accommodations or scary accommodations, or maybe they gave your accommodations away, So just, if you have somebody with you, sometimes it's easier to kind of handle those things with someone else. But especially when you're alone, you don't want to have to deal with that. Also, with transport, if you have not prearranged your transport, then you got to find out how you're getting to your place, and your options are limited. So you may not be able to get on the train, or catch a bus. You may have to take a taxi, which is probably the number one thing you should not do. I always try to stay away from taxis because they are so expensive. Generally, they're the most expensive. Generally, now some places, it may be okay, but I generally try to stay away from taxis. So just have options. Just get there early enough, if at all possible. All right, so always pay attention to that. Number 2, always carry some cash. So whether it's cash in their currency or your currency, just have some cash. You never know when you're going to need it or for what reason. So have a little bit on you. You can exchange if it's in yours. You can exchange it when you get there. And of course, it's always good if it's in theirs, if you can help it. Have exact change if you're going to get into a taxi. So it's always good to have that cash with change, so you can just give your taxi driver exactly what they need and not have to get change back. Because guess what? Sometimes they don't give it to you. And this has happened in several countries that I've visited, and it's happened to a lot of people that I know. So that's one lesson that I, again, learned the hard way. Have that cash and have change. Keep smaller bills on top of your stack. Now, this is just kind of, it has to do with carrying cash. But this may be something that you already do, you're already aware of and everything, but I think it's worth mentioning because it was something that someone taught me that I didn't think about at the time. But when you're carrying cash, carry your big bills in the middle and your smaller bills on the outside so that it looks like you have less money. Of course, you want to be discreet about pulling that out. People are trying to get money. We all out here trying to make it happen. And you can't be mad because they trying to get their money. But you just need to be aware and take all the precautions that you can. And I think that's it for that. Number 3, consider using a backpack. Now, everybody has their preference. Some people are backpack people. Some people, they want big suitcases. They got to have everything. So they're going to take a big one, a small one, medium size. They're going to, it's up to you. I'm a backpack girl. It is super convenient to me to have everything right there in one place on my back, so I don't even have to worry about it. And so that's why I want to encourage you to just consider it. If you've never carried a backpack, even if you're not like literally backpacking from country to country, it's just easier. If you get one that is carry-on size and you make sure that you only take certain items that you desperately need, it's going to be better because you ain't got to wait for your stuff to come around that conveyor belt like everybody else. You can just walk on by with your backpack on and go on about your business. And trust me, it is the best feeling in the whole wide world when you're traveling. So try the backpack, guys. Trust me, I think you'll love it. It's so easy. It also allows you to be able to maneuver around quickly and easier. If it's strapped to you, you don't have to worry about that. Your hands are free, you can do different things. When people are like, okay, let's go, or you have to go somewhere quickly, when it's on your back, you can just go. It's awesome. Always in your backpack or in your luggage, pack a first aid kit, especially if you're traveling solo. You never know what's going to happen. Again, I've learned that from experience. Luckily, when I had an emergency, I had a first aid kit. So I was so grateful that I packed one. So pack a first aid kit. Even if it's short trips, doesn't matter. You never know. You never know. Something so easy as cutting yourself, and you don't have to find a pharmacy or ask somebody for a Band-Aid and all this, because you're already prepared. You can clean it up and roll on out. So have a first aid kit in your backpack or your luggage, whatever you choose, but maybe it's gonna be a backpack. All right. Number 4, do your research. Guys, I just don't know how many people I have seen talking about traveling and they do not do their research. Stuff happens and I'm like, if you just would have researched a little bit, you wouldn't be going through that. Do your research, plan months in advance. I don't care how long the trip is. Trust me, you will be so happy you did. There are so many things to research. I am probably going to do a whole nother video about researching and planning. I am, because there's a lot to talk about, and I mean, I just can't right now. Just can't. But it's extremely important that you do that. Okay? You do not have to have every single solitary thing planned out, but you do want to have a good general idea of where you're going, what you're doing, and how it's going to be done. All right? So we'll talk about that in the next video. All right? So be looking for that. Number 5, leave detailed information with a loved one, family member, friends. I suggest maybe both, to do family members and a good friend or two, that you can leave information about the route, where you're going, transport, hotels, everything. Leave instructions for people. If something happens, what should they do? I'm serious. Like, this may sound crazy, but if there's a hostage situation, if I don't make it back, whatever. Insurance papers, travel insurance, life insurance. Again, we'll have a whole nother video about what should go in that pack, but definitely leave information about where you are and what you're going to be doing on a daily basis. Alert them when you arrive at your place of destination and when you leave, okay? Also, check in with them daily, every single day. Make contact with somebody. Even if it's not the same people every time, you should have, like I said, 2, 3, 4 people on that list. Make contact with somebody every day so that they know that everything is good with you. All right. Even if it's just a text message, a quick phone call, email, social media, message, DM, whatever, do it. All right. And there are several apps. I think if you have an iPhone, you can use Find My Phone. Turn that on before you leave. There's also an app called Life 360 that is also pretty good, and it locates you, tells them exactly where you are. So it's a good thing. Turn that on. Have your family members download the app and connect to you so that they can see your whereabouts all day, every day. And I'm sure that could be a very, very good thing for you if something happens, very valuable information. So stay on top of that, guys. Number 6, be aware of your surroundings. We kind of talked about that when we were talking about arriving at your destination as early as possible during the day. But being aware of your surroundings, always watching the people around you, because just always know that people are watching you. All right, people watch you, and you'll be surprised. So switch up your routine. Don't do the same things every day. Don't tell everybody your business, or even half of everybody your business. It's okay to socialize and get out there and meet people. That's cool. And I do that. And I mean, that's part of travel. I mean, come on, we want to meet people, right? And it's okay to do that and talk to people. And I don't really have a problem with telling people that I'm alone and that I'm traveling alone. But I'm just very cautious of what I share with them and, how much I share. So talk to people, because you also want people to know who you are, at least to a certain extent, and know that you're there, and, some of the things that you're doing, and link up, and, just be involved, but be aware, and don't be too involved, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Okay. Number 7, bring a tripod to take your own pictures. So, you're out traveling and you want to do it for the gram, and you want to do it for Facebook, and you want to get out there, you want to do it for yourself. I mean, we all want pictures for ourselves, right? Like, to me, that is like the best souvenir that you can have for yourself, is you in your pictures in the place that you are. Not just pictures of everything, but pictures of you in them. That's what's going to be valuable to you later. Trust me. So if you don't do that, you definitely need to do that, okay? So bring a tripod. Listen, don't be worried about what these people are going to say about you. Listen, I don't care. I'm fabulous. I'm happy. And I'm going to do me regardless. So get your tripod, hook it up, set it up, take some great pictures. They don't have to be the best pictures, but like I said, the focus should be you getting pictures for you. And then, if you happen to have an amazing picture that is just over the top, then hey, go for it. If that's your thing, taking shots, great, but don't be afraid to use the tripod. I think I didn't start carrying a tripod till very recently, actually. And I had already gone so many places without it. And I wish that I had started a lot earlier. So, solo travelers, you need a tripod. All right. And the last one, number 8, always have a backup plan. Y'all, listen. I have been in some crazy situations, some of which I got myself into, and some of which I had no control over. When I look back on some of the things that I have experienced during my travels, I really have to just be like, God, you have been amazing to me. You have kept me. Always have a backup plan. No matter what you're going to do, have a backup plan for it. Okay? I have literally arrived in cities that I didn't know that I was going to be in, that I thought I booked to be somewhere else, and I was not there, and that was all my fault. I have, like I said, been in other situations where I was like, okay, well, how am I gonna get out of this? Have a backup plan. Have a backup to the backup. All right. Have somebody at home with a plan. The plan that you leave for them as well. Just always be thinking ahead. Think ahead of the game. Always. 2-3 steps ahead. And be prepared for anything. As a solo female traveler, you are a target. You're going to get all types of attention. Some of it you may like. Some of it you ain't going to like. Sometimes you're going to go to places and you're going to be invisible. And there's going to be nothing. I think overall solo travel is amazing. It allows me to be able to become one with myself, to spend time with me, which I love. I love my own company. And it allows me to meet a lot of people that I think I would never meet if I was with someone else. Plus, I can do what I want to do. I don't have to worry about nobody else. There are so many days when I'm traveling solo, especially depending on how long I'm out. I don't want to do nothing. I just don't do nothing. And it's okay. So get out there and travel. Don't wait on somebody else to say they ain't going now and, oh, I can't go because I don't want to go by myself. Now, I'll admit there may be a few places that you probably should not go alone. But, and I do enjoy traveling with others. It just depends on who the others are. And I just think my first preference is to travel solo. There's nothing like it. So if you haven't done it, listen, go out there and try it. Be safe, guys. Have a good time. Enjoy your travels. Enjoy life. All right? I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button.